Hey, I'm Jeremie. Let's Artzooka. I don't like to waste anything. And this morning after breakfast, Mom was gonna throw this stuff out. Pineapple stems, eggshells, coffee grinds. We can Artzooka these. I'm gonna use those leftovers to make a mask. So the first thing I need to do is make a mask shape. And I'm gonna use this balloon to get that shape. And we're gonna be using paper mache today. I put the balloon in a box so it won't flop around when I'm adding the paper mache. I've also cut out a little triangle and I folded it in half, and that way I get a nice nose shape on my mask. So for the paper mache, I'm using some glue and water mixed together and some ripped up pieces of newspaper. And now we get to get really messy and get our hands into it. With my paintbrush, I'll just paint on a little bit of glue right onto the mask, and then take my piece of ripped up newspaper, dip it into the glue, and just paste it right on. And I want to make sure when I'm putting them down, I'm putting them in different directions, so that way it will be nice and strong when it dries. Your fingers are going to get really mucky and messy with this, and you know what? That is Artzooka. It's all about just getting your hands in there and having a lot of fun. I think this is the best part of paper mache. I'll cover half the balloon and set it off to dry. When it dries, it'll look like that. This one here is nice and dry and it's ready to be popped. So I'll take my pencil and very carefully with the sharp end, pop the balloon. Now all we have to do is just peel the balloon out, and you want to be really careful you don't tear the mask up. You can see the edges are really, really sharp. So I just want to clean up those edges by taking my scissors and cutting along the edge to get a nice clean cut. Once I've cut around this jagged edge, I'll have a nice, smooth looking mask that's almost ready to hang on the wall. But first, we have to start designing it and adding some features. I've used some black paint to figure out where I'm gonna put the different designs on my mask. First, I'll start off with some eggshells. And I figure I could take the white eggshell and put them on the black areas of paint. I'm gonna take some white glue and with a paintbrush, paint the glue onto the black parts of the mask. Once I have a nice area with glue, I can take my eggshells and get cracking. When we just crunch it down like that, it spreads out and it gives us this really cool design on the mask. I'll do another one just because it's so much fun. Put it down and crunch. Once I've covered the entire black part in eggshells, we will have a beautiful mosaic look to our brand new mask. And remember these? Pineapple stems. These will look great for hair. Sometimes adding pineapple stems like this can be tough, so to take that little challenge out, I just added a few pieces of cardboard. And these are little strips, and those are gonna hold my pineapple stems into place. I'm using tape. I'm just gonna tape it right onto the cardboard, like that. That looks great, but if you want it to be super secure, you can actually use glue. And all you do is just put some glue on the back, attach it to the cardboard, and then with a clothespin, just hold it into place as it dries. As that's drying, we can move on to our final ingredient, coffee grinds. The coffee grinds are a lot like the eggshells, but instead of cracking, we sprinkle. With a small paintbrush, I'll take a little bit of glue and just glue into the spots where we don't have any eggshells. Once I have my glue in place, I can start to sprinkle. And you can sprinkle it like this, or just throw it on there. and I like getting messy. That starts to just stick on there. I want to cover the entire mask and all the parts where I don't have any eggshells, and when I'm finished, I have this beautiful tropical mask made of leftover foods from breakfast. There you have it. A tropical pineapple coffee eggshell mask. Wow, try saying that 5 times fast. Here's how to make it. I made the mask using a balloon covered in paper mache. That's ripped newspaper or paper towel dipped in white glue mixed with water. To get a mask shape, you only have to cover half the balloon. Once it's dry, take a sharp pencil and pop the balloon. Pull out the bits of the balloon and very carefully clean up the rough edges with scissors. Then you get to decorate. I painted some of my mask with black paint. To add the eggshells, brush on some glue and crunch the eggshells where you want them. You can tape or glue cardboard strips to the top of your mask and attach pineapple stems to make crazy hair. Add coffee grinds the same way as the eggshells. Brush on some glue and sprinkle on the grinds. When it's dry, you have yourself a breakfast leftover mask. And it smells good too. I love making all kinds of masks. Here's a colorful one I made out of breakfast cereal. Yummy! If you missed any of this, it's all at Artzooka.com.
Art?
I just made this. It's a worm, a clay worm. Now check this out. I'll take my ruler and chop off the bottom. See that? It really looks like this worm is disappearing into my desk. We just imagine that the rest is underneath. We can make our worm longer, or shorter, using the same amount of clay. Let's make another one. But I think this time I'm gonna make an octopus. And I think a purple clay octopus would look great. And I'm gonna start off with the head. Now my octopus needs some eyes, so I've used some white and black for the eyes. And there we go. My octopus has eyes. Here's another cool little detail I can add. Eyebrows. So I've got these little eyebrows that I made, and I'll just place those on there. Looking pretty good. To finish it all off, I'll make a mouth. So with the mouth, I'll just roll up a little bit like this, and with my pencil, trace in the mouth shape. And now, my octopus has a face. But the one thing that my octopus is missing is all of his arms. An octopus has 8 arms. So I'll show you a little trick to make the arm. I have this big long strip here. I'm just gonna roll it out, kind of like I'm making a worm. And then once it's rolled out, check this out. I can just wiggle it. And that looks like an octopus arm. If we could attach that right there, we've got one big, long octopus arm. But if we use the same trick that we did earlier, we can take that long arm and make it even longer. And it looks like the octopus arm is going underwater. One there, and one there. We can make this arm look even more realistic with a simple tip, adding suction cups, and I'll show you how. So first, I just want to get to the underside of my arm, and then, with a lighter color of purple, I'm just gonna roll a little tiny dot like that, place it underneath the arm. Then again, with my pencil, poke a little hole, and I've created a suction cup. I'll cover this entire arm with a bunch of those suction cups. It'll look like this. A real octopus arm. Isn't that awesome? If you make a bunch more, well, check this out. An octopus, and he's swimming through the water. But not only does he swim through the water, he walks on the land in his brand new running shoes. Yeah, my octopus wears running shoes, and sometimes he wears rollerblades, and he also wears a sock. Ugh, that's a stinky sock. Out for my morning swim, loving the sun. Here comes an octopus. What? An octopus? Oh no, an octopus! An octopus with smelly feet! Get me out of here! There are lots of fun ideas for things to make and do at artzooka.com.
Art?
Hi, Jeremy. My name's Lauren. I challenge you to make something out of book rings and bull clips.
That's a good one. Let's see what I can Artzooka. Okay, book rings and bull clips and a pencil. I got an idea. Then, it's a teeter-totter. It's all in how you look at it. Someone's been eating my lunch, and it wasn't me. And I've got a plan to catch them using a greeting card. And that is Artzooka. Let's do it. This isn't just any greeting card. This is one where you can record your own message. So first, we'll need to take out the recording device. If you can't find a recordable greeting card, you can use one that plays music. That works too. Peel back all of the extra paper, and then on the inside, we'll have a recording device. When we're taking the recording device out, be careful not to tear any of the wires, because they're really important. When you get it out, it might have some extra paper on the back, so just tear that paper off. Now at first it might look really confusing, but it's actually not that bad. This little thing right here is the speaker. This is the recording button. And this little white tab, that is the trigger tab. When the trigger is removed, the recording will play. So to make a recording, all I have to do is take out the trigger tab, press the button, and speak. Hey you, get away from my lunch. Now I just slide the tab back in, and our alarm is set. We just have to put our alarm into our lunchbox, and I'll show you how. Check it out. I've glued the recording device onto the lid of my lunchbox, and the trigger tab isn't here. It's actually connected to my zipper. So I took the tab and with a string, just tied it right to my zipper, and that way I can set the alarm. I take the zipper that has the trigger tab attached to it, and I close it up just about halfway. And that way I can still set the alarm. Now that the alarm is set, I can close the rest of the lunchbox. And next time someone opens the lunchbox, just like when you open the card, it pulls the tab and sets off the alarm. Hey you, get away from my lunch. Okay, so I've made a lunch alarm, but now I can make a door alarm. I'll be using the same type of recording device and a little piece of recycled plastic. Now I got this off the back of a deck of cards. You can use anything you like. I just want to glue it to the inside of the plastic and then disguise the entire thing. I disguised it using a frame of cardboard and some tin foil. When it's disguised, it looks like this. You can see the speakers on the outside, and I've tied a piece of string to the trigger tab, which is right in here. I'm ready to set it on my door and catch whoever's stealing my lunch. I've stuck it to the wall, and now I take the trigger to the door. When the door opens, the string will pull the trigger tab out and the recording will play. Hey you, get away from my lunch. Gotcha. A lunch bag alarm. Did you miss some of that? Start with a greeting card that lets you record a message. You can use a card that plays music too. Carefully pull back the paper and take out the recording device because you don't want to break any of those wires. This is the speaker, this part records, and this white thing is the trigger tab. When you pull that tab out and press down the record part, you can record your own message. Glue your alarm to the lid of your lunchbox. Tie one end of a piece of string or thread to the trigger tab and attach the other to the zipper. Close the zipper halfway and slide the trigger tab back into the slot. That sets the alarm. When someone unzips your lunchbox, it pulls out the tab and your message will play. Hey you, get away from my lunch.
Artzooka!
You can make a door alarm too. Attach some string to the trigger tab and attach the other end to the door. Make sure the trigger tab is inside the slot. When the door is open, the tab comes out, the alarm plays, and my lunch is saved. We've got this project and lots of other great ideas at Artzooka.com. And now time for an Artzooka safety message. Remember, when building a giant skeleton out of doggy bones, you might need to keep an eye on your dog.
Artzooka Challenge!
For my Artzooka Recycle Challenge, I challenged myself to make something out of a thermos and a shuttlecock. I put them in a movie starring Paper Bag. Come on, let's see what I made. I also put something else in my movie, a potato. See if you can spot it. Now, sit back and enjoy Cinema Artzooka. Here's the thermos. Here's the shuttlecock. Can you guess what it is? Yes, it's a rocket. Now let's see it in the movie. Did you like the movie? I made a rocket out of a thermos and a shuttlecock. And hey, did you spot the potato? Take another look at how I used it. I challenge you to make something out of a thermos and a shuttlecock. And when you do, take a picture and email it to me at the Artzooka website, artzooka.com. What will you Artzooka today?